Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for our next fight. And it's a title fight. Making his way to the cage and fighting out of the red corner, it's Austin Littlejohn.
Welcome back to Cagezilla 77, where we welcome Austin, the Israelite Knight Littlejohn, to the cage. He stands 6'5", weighing in at 183 pounds. He is 29 years old, fighting out of Gracie, Burlington, North Carolina, that is. He's a native of Raleigh, North Carolina, and his record in MMA is 2-0 with 1 no contest. He's number 7 amateur middleweight in Virginia. This will be Austin's first time in a Cagezilla cage and his first title fight as well. Only 2-fight win streak, carrying a 100% finishing rate, all by TKO. He suffered a no contest in his last bout, however. Starting his martial arts career with boxing and transitioned to MMA 6 years ago. He was a 6-year veteran of the U.S. Marine Corps, where he was an aircraft electrician, currently works as a software technician. In his spare time consists of reading, talking, and taking care of his dog. That is a respectable man right there.
Another tall guy, man, 6'5", 185. You can see he's real long and lanky. I bet you that guy got some power.
Absolutely. Now, hey, so can you explain, like, we talked about the importance of boxing here, but I think when most people think of MMA, they think of all the other weapons than boxing that you can use. Why is boxing so important for amateur fighters as they develop?
Yeah, because especially in the amateurs, everything that's coming at you a lot of time is just wide and loopy. So a lot of times you'll find, like, the more technical boxers, guys that can go down the pipe, the fastest way to another point is going in a straight line. Those are the ones that always have the most success, and they're the ones that stay safer too, as long as they're defensive minded also.
Exactly, and hey, I'll tell you from Nimaz Mazahari over at Kaizen MMA, if you're a grappler, you need to get exposed to striking quickly. Boxing does that very well. We're going to throw it down to Chris to welcome out the other side of this middleweight title bout here at Cagezilla.
And his opponent, making his way to the cage and fighting out of the blue corner, it's Connor McFarland.
Welcome, Connor McFarland. He is 6'2". He weighed in 185 pounds. He is 23 years old, fighting out of Mount Kim Martial Arts in Culper, Virginia. He is a native of Warrenton, Virginia. He has a 4-0 record here at Cagezilla and is the #1 amateur middleweight in Virginia. Connor is our former amateur welterweight champion, moving up to get his second title in this promotion. The last middleweight champion is current undefeated pro George Lowe. Undefeated in his own young MMA career, Connor is on a 4-fight win streak, finishing all 4, and 3 of them in the first round via chokes and / neck cranks. He started out martial arts as a youth in Taekwondo, which is the style he uses most in his bouts. The awkward movements often confuse his opponents. He uses it very well to be able to get into the clinch in his opponent to take them down. Once on the ground, nobody has had an answer for Connor so far. He grew up in the gym at Mount Kim Martial Arts from a young age and is almost viewed as a son by the coaches Gabby and Dennis Bryan.
Man, a Taekwondo guy at middleweight, that's got to be awkward to deal with. That's a style that you're definitely not seeing in the gym, especially with a guy that's that big.
Absolutely. Definitely awkward for anybody who comes from more traditional combat sports background like boxing. We're going to send it to Chris to get this bout underway.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds, and it is for the vacant Cagezilla middleweight title. It is brought to you by our friends at Mahana Fresh, positively fresh and positively delicious. Coming soon to Gainesville, Virginia. And now, starting out, fighting out of the red corner, standing 6'5" and weighing in at 183 pounds, fighting out of Gracie of Burlington, he brings a perfect 2-0 record to the cage. It's Austin, the Israelite Knight Littlejohn. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, standing 6'1" and weighing in at 185 pounds, fighting out of Mount Kim Martial Arts with a perfect 4-0 record, it's Connor McFarland. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. It is for the vacant Cagezilla middleweight title, brought to you by Mahana Fresh, and here is referee Victor Matamala with the fighter instructions.
Men, you received your instructions in the back. This is a title fight. Make sure you fight clean, you fight fair, touch gloves. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Step back to your opponent.
Austin went to touch gloves and Connor shook his head. No, it said it is game time. I think it's fair to touch gloves right there. You know, the fight hasn't started yet. This it said, nah, this bad blood. Let's get it.
I'm interested to see what Connor's like at this weight. He's not as lean at this weight as Austin is. He's definitely coming up, the one coming up the weight class.
Yeah, he's very jerky, man. Especially, man, he always finds success with this though, but it's very dangerous. He's leaning in with your head, very jerky. I do like the fact that he's moving side to side. It's just a very awkward style.
You're seeing Austin, like, Austin doesn't care about landing these strikes he's poking out. He's just trying to gauge distance. He's honestly like punching the gloves, not even at the face.
Yes.
We call this throwing traffic at the gym. I'm interested to see how Connor does when the boxing pressure starts to build up, if it ever does.
Or how he. I was about to say how he reacts to getting touched.
Right there, good reaction coming forward.
Now he's starting to get touched. And I do like the fact that Austin is posting with that lead hand. But I would like for him to throw after the post though. That's the only difference.
True. They're now having our first clinch exchange of the fight. Both.
Connor is very awkward.
Connor getting down to that. Oh, great job.
Guy. I was about to say, I guarantee you, Connor is one of those guys just like abnormally strong. And like he doesn't look like it. And then when you feel him around you, it's like, oh, this guy's strong as heck.
And also, it's like that herky-jerky style. Like, you know, it is dangerous, but at the end of the day, he's using it just to get in, to get you here.
The Keith Jardine.
Oh,
the Keith Jardine. Oh, he's almost in a triangle here.
He wants that too. But Austin back up, and look at Austin always getting back on the black of the Cagezilla cage, right to the center.
Another good right hand. Two good right hands and a knee.
I don't like the double collar ties on the cage fence though.
He's landed 2 solid knees with that clinch. Oh man, he is punishing his body with these knees. Oh, good elbow. Good
elbow back too. Oh, they're just going elbow for elbow.
Oh, good knee, another good knee.
And look at Austin just finding the strikes to create that distance.
I think someone's going to go to sleep in this first round. Yeah, I think someone's going to go to sleep in this first round. If it continues at this pace, someone's going to sleep. Another good elbow. And Connor's just so awkward. He's not giving Austin
hard
any
simultaneous
space.
Strike, looking like Austin had the better of it.
Yeah, he's not giving Austin any space to get comfortable. Even though Connor is eating a lot of damage, Austin isn't getting any comfortable shots off.
And it's probably hard to judge this too. Like Austin is landing very, very high quality strikes, but moving backwards the whole time doing so.
Yes. That right hand hasn't missed yet though. That right hand's been money for Austin every time.
Oh, striking with one leg in the air.
One leg in the air.
There's a point where I say turn and kick out, but damn,
Wow, good God.
Oh, he found it.
He needed to put that knee. Yeah, I was about to say, throw that knee to the chin. The knees to the bodies are good too, but I think it's time for him to start throwing the knee to the chin.
I don't think he heard you, but he definitely listened.
Another one to the body. Oh, Connor's in trouble. Another one to the body. Connor's going to fold. Connor's going to fold here.
It's just so hard. It also doesn't help that he's so white that it's a big red mark on his belly.
You know what's crazy? I was about to say, Austin's starting to look a little tired. Austin's starting to look a little tired from beating up Connor. Look,
creative sweep right in the mount with a pin.
Oh my goodness, 1:30 left. There's a minute and 30 seconds.
And he has an underhook trying to go for that head and arm triangle.
Yes.
For everybody at home.
I was going to say, even though Austin was doing all the damage, Connor just kept on pressuring, and Austin was getting tired from just beating him up.
I wonder if Austin can hit a trap and roll here. For everybody at home, Austin has a couple of options to escape. One of the most common is usually a trap and roll where you collect one side and roll them to it so they can't defend. But right now, Connor's just having hard pressure, and Austin's having a hard time to find anything, even space. Good buck. For those of you at home wondering why Austin's not covering his face at this moment, it's because he's trying to push at the hips, trying to create separation. And look, right there, he got the underhook, but he went to a guard. Oh, a punch that kind of dropped Connor for a moment.
You got to pop right back up.
Oh, and a hook in on the far side.
Okay.
Can we get that choke in? Austin's fighting
Gotta
hands
defend-
well.
Defend the neck.
I would not want to be a judge for this
was a
bout.
very high-paced first round. And yeah, like you said, it was definitely all over the place. I don't know who exactly I'll give it to. It definitely helps finishing the round in a dominant position like this.
And threatening, like he like you don't get points for submission attempts.
Yes.
But in a round where you both landed good strikes and you're the one who's like at least in a fight-ending possible position.
Yes.
Looks very good.
What an awkward look. I was about to say, what an awkward hook he almost has there. It's almost like he was heel hooking himself.
Okay, both fighters getting up now for the second round.
A high-paced first round. That was whoa, but look at Connor's left eye is almost closed shut from a few of those right hands that Austin was landing. Austin caught him with a lot of good straight right hands, and his left eye is almost closed.
Austin, meanwhile,
now, although this is for a belt, we can't forget this is still an amateur fight at the end of the day. And it's a little bit unfair because Connor is a redhead, so that the bruises on him do show up a little bit easier. But if it starts looking a little bit too crazy, the referee will call it. You know, it's still amateur at the end of the day.
For everyone, we have rules meeting in the back end. The amateur fighters are very clearly told, you have work on Monday.
Yes.
We are not here to jeopardize you going to work on Monday.
Yes.
Now, on the pro side, these are men and women who are trying to make their livelihood off this sport, and they're going to be allowed to take the risk as such.
Yes. Now, that was a very high-paced first round. Let's see if this pace could continue. Connor looks a little bit more lethargic than Austin does, but Austin was a lot more tired than Connor was at the end of that first round for sure.
Exactly. Like, did Connor get recharge time on the back, or was he
for
engaged
sure.
the whole time, and now his striking will get a little looser, a little...
For sure.
Austin staying tight, just poking out a jab, reading some good distances, always kind of moving just a little bit. I love how he doesn't just stay planted in space, always trying to take angles if he can.
I also like what he's doing in the air. You know, a lot of times people get a little bit of flack for that, but it's okay to measure the distance, you know. And then when you're ready to go, then you could bring your feet in with you, like he just did right there. He was a little bit off. He came a little bit too close, but that wasn't bad.
Exactly. And also, it kind of numbs people to, like, flinches and play. Like, I have to try not to react to something so much that all of a sudden when I need to, like, oh, good right hands, good right hand.
Yeah, those right hands have been money all night, you know. And the more that eye closes on Connor, the more money it's going to be. Like, I don't think he's missed a right hand yet.
And I'm a little worried. I did not like Connor's reaction to that last right hand. That was a shying away, turning reaction we hadn't seen from him yet in this fight.
Connor's running on E right now.
I'm wondering Austin has realized he kind of has somebody who's a little bit of a wounded competitor at the moment.
Yes, he's running on E right now.
There it is.
The right hand is there. The body shots are there. As long as he can avoid the takedown, I think this is time for Austin to start slowly getting him out of there.
I think Austin has made that agreement that it's like, okay, it's time to start putting comment. He took one in there and stayed put, didn't get discouraged, threw two more of his own.
Yes.
I like how Austin is throwing some to the body.
Too, yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah. This is getting dangerous.
Yeah, Connor's willing to go out on the shield, man. I do like that. He's willing to go out on the shield.
And, hey, like, Austin, these are not preset combination. Austin is freestyling this in the moment. He's just seeing and flowing as these combinations get longer. He takes a lot of thought in establishing a good setup, but then once it gets popping, Austin is dangerous because he keeps throwing.
And he's changing levels with it too. That's another high-level note right there. That's why it's so hard for Connor to adjust. And Connor did eat a lot of those knees in the first round, so I'm sure his body's not all the way recovered yet. And he's trying to keep Austin off his body by just throwing snap kicks and front kicks, but whenever they get close, it gets to grabbing. You gotta let those hands go.
I wonder how much also is Austin carrying the weight of a larger opponent. Like we talked about, not Austin, Connor. Connor is carrying the weight of a larger opponent. He really looks more like a true welterweight in there at the moment.
But we need to see Connor go, do a level change right now. You know, you can't just stand there. Like right now, you're just a moving target. You're just standing there and just getting picked apart. Do a level change, something. It's okay if you don't want to engage in the striking with the hands. That's fine. But now you gotta go for a takedown.
He has to at least try, even if it's that scary energy. But
Yes.
I don't think a 5-minute kickboxing with 4-ounce glove is going his way right now.
Exactly. And to be honest, Austin isn't really throwing kicks or threatening with his knees and in the open space, you know. So change levels, even if it's not the prettiest.
Oh, that mouth
takedown.
guard's out too right now. I don't know if the referee has seen it. That mouth guard's on the floor of Connor.
We might get a TKO here, man.
There.
That's a bad time to stop the fight. And then the mouth guard kind of like
Clear.
blending in with the ground. Yeah, like just bending in with the ground. Put this in your mouth.
And for everyone at home, we saw another one of those reactions from Connor that we don't really like when he takes a hard blow and actually turns away from the competitor.
Another right hand.
Oh, yeah, uppercut in there
too.
too.
A standing TKO here.
I love how he changed. He hits one. He either goes around the side or up the center, but then he'll and then one. Oh, he's starting to backpedal a little bit.
That was a good right hand. Knocked the mouthpiece out of his mouth. Sheesh, Connor has a hell of a chin, man. I don't understand why the crowd is booing for. I mean,
they don't like this. They don't like to stop. They want blood.
At this point, Austin gotta get him out of here, man. Just run off a few combinations and keep. Yeah, these right hands has been there all day.
This is also that time in amateur MMA where you wonder: is this corner trying to let their fighter sell out? This is conversation point for me as a coach where I think maybe time to call it.
Call it, yeah, you know. I mean, but hey, they know their guy. Maybe this is something they've seen before in the gym, and Connor has a way to pull this off, but he's not shooting for takedowns. He's not changing levels. He's not able to get a safe clinch. It might be getting close to time to call it, you know.
Good shot to the body. Good teep attempt.
Yeah, and his body's damaged. The left eye is damaged.
I could see a corner basically going back between rounds saying, hey,
yeah,
sell out in grappling. This is your way to possibly win a fight. You came close in that first round with a submission victory.
Man, Connor's taking some damage, man.
Exactly. Hey, in MMA, we do not get as many round breaks as boxing. I do believe personally that's one of the main reasons we don't see as many corner stoppages in MMA.
Yes.
We don't get as much opportunity to see our fighters face. Now that said, the referee is now even talking to the corner, where probably talking about submitting. If you turn your back, I need to see you fight back.
Yeah, and now we also have the medicals on the side too. I think if Connor's face is a little bit too worn out, they might stop it here.
For those at home, the camera is not on the blue corner. The doctor is currently talking to Connor at the moment, and it seems like the referee is deliberating whether or not, kind of giving conditions like, I do not like what I'm seeing, and I will stop it if it doesn't. It looks like the doctor is having her own comments too.
Yeah, to be honest, in the next round, I think going off how the first minute goes, I'll be okay with a stoppage. You know, if I see Connor look to change,
that's it. The doctor has called it.
That's a safe call. That is a perfectly safe call.
For those of you who maybe have been watching the UFC and are questioning what just occurred, the UFC is the highest level of MMA. These are men and women who are making their livelihood on it. This is amateur MMA. None of these fighters tonight, until we get to professional bouts, are getting a check tonight.
Yes.
And so, health and safety, that the risk reward, much less tolerable risk, and we're worried about a guy's eyesight who isn't going to get paid for these bouts
Exactly. Tonight. Even, to be honest, even in the first round, I already thought the fight should be stopped just because of how quickly the swelling was happening. It's okay. Take the loss, come back, learn to fight another day. You're 4-0, 4-1 now. It's not the end of the world.
Exactly. And also, I think this is a lesson to Connor, not in the sense of he did not come in here looking visually like the best conditioned guy in the cage.
Yes.
And maybe this middleweight chase is it's not putting him in the best place to have a victory.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Austin, we got to give all the credit to him because he was on one tonight. He had his scope set down and he was ready to pull the trigger. That right hand, as you called every single time tonight, was just on the money.
Yeah, he honestly could have missed with that right hand, and as you see, the left side of Connor's face, it was definitely doing the damage.
So we're gonna get Chris collecting the scorecards from the judges right now. We'll be making this finish official. This will be ruled a doctor stoppage officially.
And like you said too, I think welterweight is okay. It's a big fad right now in mixed martial arts to want to collect multiple weight class belts. You know, we've seen it in the UFC. As soon as someone wins a championship, it's like, hey, I want to fight for the next championship. But it's okay to be dominant at one weight class and just call it at your home.
Now let's throw it to Chris now to make the decision official. We're going to be getting an interview for our new middleweight champion after the decision is called. So please stay tuned for those words from Austin. To Chris now.
Ladies and gentlemen, the bout concludes after the fighter could not answer the bell due to due to doctor stoppage. Your winner and new Cagezilla champion out of the red corner, it's Austin Littlejohn.
Congratulations, Austin. That was a great performance. We're going to get an interview from him before we head out. Look at him celebrating with those coaches. Very, very proud cornerman tonight, having a fighter who put on such a great striking masterclass.
Austin. Oh my God, welcome to Cagezilla. Austin, your first title fight. How does this feel?
It feels amazing. It feels amazing. You know, all glory be to God. I want to thank my coaches. Gracie, Burlington back home. We got one, baby!
Yeah, baby. And you are the man. You are the man. You walked into that song, and you are the man tonight, and a 6-year Marine veteran. Thank you for your service.
Thank you, thank you.
Give it up. So that no touch in the beginning, I want to talk about that, because I think as much as you physically prepare for a fight, a lot of it is mental. How did that no touch, that psychological warfare kind of affect you going into it?
Oh, psychological warfare is that's the bread and butter that starts. You know, first starts with the mind, then the body follows. You know, we had a game plan to stay long, stay touching him. We knew that he had, a good bit of jiu-jitsu, so he was going to try to, at least take me down. But, I got faith in my skills. I got faith in my team. I got faith in my coach, so we was able to bounce back from that. And, we do what we do. Hard work pays off, as we say,
Amen, Austin. You are absolutely incredible. 3 fights, 3 winning streak, and congrats on your title. That's awesome.
Thank you.